Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is an interesting take or an interesting breakthrough with the whole mass shooter in Wisconsin, right? Well, apparently she had an accomplice. Yeah, that's right. She had an accomplice, and it was a California man, no less. I'm really starting to think that California is just plagued with, like, toxic, evil people because there's nothing good the state produces. I mean, what happens is that we end up getting people get people from California. They move to another state. They plague that state with its cancer and its stupid ideology. And then now, you also get someone that's a psychopath that is trying to convince a young girl to go do something. It's just all crazy, right? Well, I digress. Convince her is one thing. She still went out and did the crime. But here's the story from the Daily Mail saying Natalie Rupnow's accomplice Alexander Pattendorf, 20, unmasked as police reveal how he helped her plot Wisconsin shooting. Oh boy. The California man accused of plotting a coordinated attack with Wisconsin school shooter Natalie Rupnow has been pictured for the first time. Alexander Pattendorf, 20, of Carlsbad, was detained by FBI agents on suspicion of plotting to coordinate a mass shooting at an undisclosed government building. Pattendorf admitted to agents that he had been messaging 15-year-old Rupnow about attacking a government building with a gun and explosives, according to court documents made public Wednesday. A San Diego judge issued a restraining order Tuesday under California's gun red flag law against Pattendorf, requiring him to surrender any firearms and ammunition to police within 48 hours and prohibit him from acquiring any more. Shortly afterwards, neighbors told CBS 8 they saw more than a dozen police cars enter the apartment complex where Pattendorf lives on Tuesday night and saw officers coming out of the building carrying what was described as a black gun box. The order doesn't say what building had targeted or when he planned to launch his attack. It also doesn't detail his interactions with Rupnow, except to state that the man was plotting a mass shooting with her. Pattendorf appears to live at the property raided by police with his father's address, records revealed. A court hearing for Pattendorf is scheduled for January 3rd. The 20-year-old seemingly has maintained a low profile online, with DailyMail.com finding no social media accounts associated with his name. He has also touched about getting his photo taken, according to a Facebook post from an account apparently linked to his father. This is the scoundrel in question here. This is the scoundrel in question. It was not immediately clear how Pattendorf knew Rupnow, and Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes told the Attorney General he did not have any information about the arrest in California and referred a question to the FBI. Well, it was probably through that Discord messaging app, right? The Discord app. I have Discord. Everybody can come and join it if they so desire. But yes, it was probably through Discord. Now, I will say this. I have been on Discord. I have met a fair amount of people. Most of them good through Discord, most of them. Of course, you get some of the psychopaths. And you gotta understand that some of those psychopaths are, well, psychopaths. And, you gotta be careful around them. It's not all sunshines and rainbows. And, always have to be careful. It's like you just never should release your information to these people until quite a few amount of years, and even then that can be sketch. So you gotta have that trust. And of course, this is a good example. Goes on to say that police are still investigating why the 15-year-old student at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison shot and ended a fellow student and teacher on Monday before shooting herself, Barnes said. Two other students who were shot remained in critical condition on Wednesday. The student who was killed in Monday's shooting was identified in an obituary released Monday as Ruby Percha Vergara, 14, of Madison. She was a freshman at the school and an avid reader, loved art, singing, playing keyboard in the family worship band, according to the obituary. And then, of course, the other person that was also lost her life due to this shooting. So, yeah, that's what's going on here, right? This is what we have here. These are the two people that have unfortunately passed away. It sucks, man. Like, I'm not saying that any time when you lose your child is good, or you lose a family member is good. But when you lose your family member so close to Christmas, it really hurts because when you're opening presents or you're with family and that person is just not there, it it always sucks. It always sucks. And I know from personal experience, and it is not fun, and that's something the families are going to have to go through now because, well, that family member, that person is no longer there, and that's the unfortunate and that's the sad part of it all, and that's the reason why these people should never ever be allowed to roam the streets and what have you. It goes on to say police with the assistance of the FBI have been scouring online records and other resources as well as speaking with the shooter's parents and classmates in an attempt to determine a motive for the shooting. Authorities raided the Rupnow's Wisconsin home after the tragedy, and the shooter's father has been reported compliant with the ongoing investigation. Investigators have been trying to figure out if the teen's parents, Jeff and Melissa, had any involvement or contributed to Natalie's actions. Online court records showed no criminal cases against her father, Jeffrey Rupnow, or her mother, Melissa Rupnow. They are divorced and shared custody of the daughter, but she primarily lived with her father, according to court documents. Divorce records indicate that Rupnow was in therapy in 2022, but don't say why. No decisions have been made about whether Rupnow's parents might be charged in relation to the shooting, Barnes said. Yeah, and this kid did not have a fantastic life. Now, this does not mean just because you don't have a fantastic life, you go out and go end people. That is not the thing I would say. However, it is unfortunate. We have this here from Fox 59. California man messaged Wisconsin shooter planned his own attack. Goes on to say the shooter who ended as a student and teacher at a religious school in Wisconsin brought two guns to the school and was in contact with a man in California who authorities say was planning to attack a government building, according to authorities and court documents that became public Wednesday. Yeah, as I said, I don't think Californians are a different breed. All right, we don't know what's wrong with Californians. It has to be something in the water, in their food, or something because this is making them being completely insane. Nobody that is doing anything in California makes any bloody sense. I mean, they're also the same people that that hired a fat activist in order to be in charge of their health, which is going to be a detriment to everybody living in that area. So it's really quite insane on how California operates and does its things because it's just insane. And yeah, and I think this is a load and behold, right? She was in therapy, right? And I think this is something that we need to start talking about as a country. Where, obviously, the therapy that we're giving these people is not working. Even the psychedelic drugs or the depression drugs that we have, even has results in science has showed that they actually end up causing people to be more suicidal than it is actually being beneficial to them. And I think that mental asylums need to be back opened up for the really, really insane people, and we need to really, really, really address and start talking about the mental health crisis in this country and how we could properly deal with it. Because obviously, it's not being done good enough if we're having shooters. Now, females going out and doing school shootings. This is a sign of complete and moral decay in our country, and we have to solve the problem. I know we had something from like Avalon Preach say like, oh well, there are bad people everywhere. There's bad people everywhere relating to the Lily Phillips of doing this stuff. Ted the Great and stuff you can't talk about. It's like, well, we have to talk about it. Just because those countries allow that debauchery or stupid stuff here does not mean we have to be a country that allows it. That's just a stupid way of thinking, in my opinion. It's just like, oh, well, there's shooting and rape happening in other countries. It's okay, we just allow it here. That's just dumb. That's a dumb way of thinking. We have to look at the situation, look at what these other countries are doing, and try to react accordingly to try to solve the problems. If there's thoughterry or something over there, then let's just try to stop the thoughterry here. I mean, you don't want to make certain things banned or illegal, but we gotta start thinking about some of that stuff. Same thing here. Just because there are other mental health problems in other countries, whether it be better or worse, doesn't mean we don't start addressing the mental health problem here we have in this country and try fixing that mental health problem. That might be a good idea. I don't think a lot of these psychiatrists or whatever are really worth it. I think sometimes they're worse than helping. But don't take that from me. That's just my opinion. I think we have to have other avenues of helping these people, because obviously the way that we're doing it is just not the correct way. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.